Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Kim and this is Vlogmas Day 10. So I am a reader and a knitter, and for Vlogmas each day I will be reviewing a short story from the Hingston and Olsen Advent Calendar, as well as I am knitting Stephen's West Hvammsvik blanket. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's from his latest hybrid knitting collection, and I am knitting it from Polka Creek's Advent calendar, and I will update you with knitting as we go along. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's get to the unveiling for today's short story and today's knitting.
Game on!
So the short story for December 10th is called Pups by Kate Folk. So another new to me author, and let's find out a little bit about her. She is the author of Out There, a short story collection published in 2022. She lives in San Francisco and is writing a novel, as well as developing a television show based on the title story from her collection. So interesting. Can't wait to get to this. And for today's Advent calendar, this is a DK mini skein. And it looks like, I think it's a brownish purple color. It's called Chocolate. So very, very Christmas themed, and it is done in lovely different shades of brown. So these are all hand dyed, and they are an absolute joy to knit with. So I am going to get reading and knitting, and I will report back to you when I've made some progress. This was a very interesting and unique read. So it is told in the third person. It is set in America, in a very vague San Francisco area, so in the author's hometown. It's told in separate sections in a linear fashion with flashbacks to the past. Now, the main character is Ro, and she works in an otter nursery, which is a very interesting setting. I don't think I've ever read anything that has been involved in that setting. So she is taking care of the otter pups who have been displaced, and then they get moved on to be with a otter mother surrogate, and then they get released back into the environment. And it opens up with a bomb threat and everyone having to be evacuated except for the pups. Now, Ro, we learn, is married, and she's had a brief sexual tryst with one of her colleagues, who is also married. Now we learn that she's just found out she's pregnant, but not by her husband, because her husband is working in Greenland. So I think there's an interesting parallel between the fact that the main character, who is having complicated emotions around her unexpected pregnancy, is working with pups on a daily basis. Now, it's very much discouraged for them to have bonded with the pups. They have to be quiet. They can't give them names. They all have numbers, so that the pups don't form a bond so that they can go back into the wild. Now, there are flashbacks to Ro and her husband's Jacob's last argument about whether or not she was going to go to Greenland with him. It ends badly, and it ends with her staying in San Francisco and him leaving, which leads to her inevitable loneliness. It also flashes back to the night that she has sex with Dan, and we learn that she's the one that seduces him. Now, the theme of environmentalism is very much prevalent in this book. All the characters are working to help the environment and animals. PETA is also mentioned, but not in a good way, because they think that PETA is the one calling in the bomb threats. And even Ro and Jacob met when they were volunteering to clean up an oil spill. Now, Ro is processing her emotions while working with the pups. She wants kids, and we learn that her and Jacob have been trying to get pregnant for a while and have been unable to. And she has a very emotional reaction when one of her favorite pups is introduced to a surrogate otter mother and she's no longer able to care for him. And I won't give it away, but it becomes very tense and very suspenseful. There is a theme of displacement, both for the pups and the characters. Everyone and every animal in this book is not where they should be, and they're trying to find their way around it. There is discussions about very complicated relationships and the need to have a child. So there was a very, very surprising ending, which I absolutely loved. I won't give it away, but it really ties in Ro's role with her pups and the title of the novel and her maternal feelings. And she refers to love as being a biohazard that is contained within her. And I love the way that that was written. So that was day 10, and let's move on to knitting. I thought I would share with you the update of my blanket. So this is knit in strips, and each advent is one of the colors. And I thought that this was knit all the way up and then you turned it around and came down. But when I read the pattern carefully, you can start and do a second strip. So I've been making lots of progress, and this is a very, very enjoyable and relaxing knit. So that's it for me today. Please like and subscribe and comment in the comment section below. I have set up a Patreon as well, and I really hope that you spend time with me again, and I hope to see you for day 11. Bye.